You are now listening to Sir Inc.'s The Experience Podcast, where we talk about anything and everything kink. Now, this podcast is only catered to those that are 18 and above and may not be suitable for work, or as we like to say, NSF. But remember, you can always listen to us in your private time. Hello, kinky and kink curious folk out there. My name is Sir Inc., and on this podcast, I want to talk about if you build it, they shall come. Let me flip that to, if you build yourself, the sub will come. Now, speaking to my dominance, because a lot is being said for submissives getting themselves together, the submissives getting themselves right to be able to find a dom. What is a good dom? This, that, this, and that. But not a lot is said about what a dom needs to do to be ready to receive a submissive. And also, how a dom needs to see the value of themselves. So it's not like anybody that says they're a sub can just be on your program or be in your presence. There has to be a way of earning what you've worked hard for. And it's not to be arrogant to say, like, if you want to be with me, you gotta be this, that, and the other. No, because these interactions, these relationships in this lifestyle is things that you are building upon, like truly building upon, because this lifestyle is more exploratory than vanilla relationships. And we say vanilla relationships, and there's no disrespect to people who are in regular relationships. The difference is, not all the times in a regular relationship do you come in open-minded about sex. Are you not open-minded about dominance, submission, really exploring your sexual desires, really being open to sexuality in general, being open to maybe kink, and then really figuring yourself out, because this is just the progression of human beings. Some people stay stuck, but there's more people that really want to dig deeper and go deeper, but they don't feel secure in themselves enough to find a mate that would accept these things about them. So they try to tuck it and go into a vanilla relationship, and then try to creak the door open and see if the person no, that's not what they do. So there's no disrespect to them, but over here we expect a deeper level of sexuality, a deeper level of mind, a mentality, a little bit more expansive in certain areas. And so people in this lifestyle have eccentric and an expansive taste, and we don't mind exploring those things. However, have you as a dom built the foundation of yourself that's able to facilitate taking someone on and building something with them? Do you have enough foundation in your character, is what I'm trying to say. Your character. Is your character strong enough to be able to hold down a sub, hold down 2 subs or 3 subs, or a household that you're managing, a set. When I say a set, like a family of kinksters, people that are non-monogamous relationships, all that, the whole lifestyle is expansive. And so, how far into it are you? How far into yourself are you willing to go to explore the things that interest you? And at the same time, as a dom, you have to have a way of having a way of being able to explore those things with the least amount of restrictions as possible. So I really have to say, you're really gonna have to get your bread up. You're really gonna have to work for what you want and to be able to facilitate what you want. I do have a podcast called BDSM on a Budget, which is cool in a pinch, but we're talking about, long term, you have to be able to work for the lifestyle that you see. It's okay to have these glorious pictures and of what the lifestyle can be, but it's really about how you're living it. And that's an investment. So this is what I'm saying. As a man, you have to be able to have a foundation, which you already have things established, like your own place, transportation, money to really be able to buy things, to explore things, to go places. It's not an overly expensive lifestyle, but it can get up there a little bit depending on what you want to do, the things that you want to buy. You may be making $200-$300 purchases of one item, but that item you'll have for decades. So it's about investment. And so I would implore you as a man to have a part of your finances go to investment if you can. Investment in your personal life, your sexual life, your exploratory life. You have to have a fund for that. And I'm sure that there are some people that truly can't afford to do certain things, but it's amazing how people afford the things that they really want. Whether hook or crook, people get the things they really want, especially in America. So this is my thought process. And I really want doms to really think about their value. The things that they have built to be able to facilitate, a relationship. To really be able to facilitate a sub and being able to explore the lifestyle. To really truly enjoy the lifestyle. And if you can present that, if you're that kind of dom that can, afford things, afford trips, afford to really explore the life, like go to different dungeons, go to events. If you are that type of dominant, if you're that type of man, then you need to understand that's valuable. And not any person that presents themselves as a sub should be able to take a part of that unless they meet the R and R. R&R. And so I've rethought R&R. If they can meet your rules and requirements. In my opinion, a man with no R&R, rule and requirements, can be a gentleman. And a gentleman moves with so many different things at play that I'm seeing that a lot of men can't do. It's almost like a lot of men are so lazy they can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Like a lot of guys can't make trip plans. Like buy airfare, hotel, know how they're going to get there, know how they're going to, they really can't put all that together for themselves. And I'm talking about getting on a plane and going out of the country, or getting on a plane and going cross country, going somewhere foreign. I'm not talking about getting in your car, driving to another state and getting a hotel. I'm talking about paying for a trip. If a lot of these guys have the money, they won't do anything because they don't know how to do it for themselves. And they're the guys that find those women that I talked about that they ended up doing what their girlfriend says or doing what the girl says. So there's a part of you as a gentleman, as an accomplished man, as a dominant. There's always money there to explore yourself, to explore your desires, your needs, your goals. And that's valuable. And not everyone can be a part of that. Not everyone should be able to share. Or you can have people within your circumference of associates and friends, but they should never get too close to you. Only privileged people should have all access to you. Only privileged people like your mama, your best friend. But now as you mature, as a man, you realize how you have associates and you have family. And that family of friends, that inner circle is filled with blood and just straight up bonds that you've had with people. And it might not have either or in it. You know what I'm saying? You might have all blood family in there. And you might have just all your friends in there, right? But to the point, though, is that as a gentleman, you don't want to waste any movements. You don't want to waste any time. Time is precious. Time you can't get back, and time is money. So, to wrap this up, as you guys can tell from my commentary here, I just think that, us men that are dominants, I think that we need to understand our value. I think we need to respect the life that we have made and go for the things that we want and do not budge on those things. Do not accept less. Sometimes we have to disconnect the wiring that we've gotten through childhood and early teenage years and maybe in your 20s and really realize who you are as an individual, what you really want, what you'll tolerate and what you won't, and be very clear with that. And also work for the things that you want and know that it takes time, effort, energy, and structure to accomplish a lot of things. A lot of us can get caught up in being the kind of man's man that goes to work. You're a dominant man in your life. You got things going on, but you really are not about structure. You're like a grunt. Like you go out, get it, you bring it back, and then let someone else, like your lady or or someone else in your life, kind of structure those things out for you. I just think that you need to structure out the kind of life you want to live. Again, if you want to go somewhere and have a kink vacation, like you need to structure that. You need to know how to do things from A to Z. No longer can you rely on a woman or rely on someone else to do things for you. You must put these things together for yourself. This is the complete man. This is the what they call high value man, which really has nothing to do with. A lot of times we hear high value man, it deals with he makes over $100,000 a year and blah 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 blah. It's not really that. Yes, a high value man earns a certain amount of money, but a high value man is a thoughtful man, is a man that's trying to always increase on himself, who's thoughtful, who has structure, who knows how to be generous, who knows when to have a heavy hand, who knows when to have a gentle hand. And it's not that hard once you're doing it. Like anything, you have to do it enough times where it doesn't become like work to you. It becomes second nature. It's like muscle memory. So you're just rolling through it. So this is how it is. This is how you can walk and chew gum at the same time. You have to actually practice it. But what do you guys think? I would love to know your thoughts and ideas. So please email me at sirinq09@gmail.com or inbox me at sirinq on Instagram, Facebook, and you can always watch these videos on YouTube. And until next time, peace.